What's good, YouTube? Freedom My Productions here. Hey, man, we finna react to Ohmeezzy. Ohmeezzy, he's finna talk about the situation that's going on at Destination Smokehouse, where the viral video where the old man is talking about tenderisms, where he can shake the rib and the meat will fall off the bone and stuff like that, or an oxtail or whatever. That the meat's so tender that it'll fall off the bone. So Keith Lee, we'll let Ohmeezzy get into it, but it's his whole situation that's going on right now. I don't know too much about it. We're gonna let Ohmeezzy talk about it because I hear everybody talking about it. This thing's went super viral. So without further ado, man, Ohmeezzy, man, what's the word, man, with this Destination Smokehouse? Let's check this out.
Grace like this, it's actually quite amazing. But hey, that's the power of social media. Y'all know that old black man that sits at the barbecue restaurants and shakes his meat until it falls apart?
There you go.
I tried telling y'all.
Everybody call him Unc, right?
Tenderness. But let me see. Do that look like a plan? Tendernism.
Tendernism.
It's a possibility. Oh, my. I tried telling you. Shake it like a something.
What the fuck? Well, it turns out Mr. Tenderism may not be so tender to his customers. In fact, he might just be a Steven from Django. Listen, man, if you're new to this and you want to be true to this, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for the channel. Now, back to the video. We haven't seen him on the scene for a long time, but remember when Keith Lee used to go to these establishments around the time of 21 and 22? He used to really shake the table. And so when Mr. Tenderism's video started to go viral on the internet and different celebrities and, social media figures started to pop up, our good buddy, the good food reviewer Keith Lee, had to go visit the restaurant. But this would expose the tricks of the trade to the tenderism game.
Me and my family are currently in Marietta, California, and this, in my opinion, is the most anticipated video I've ever done. In my hand is food from Destination Smokehouse, with the tenderism. My whole mission today to see, in my opinion, is the food actually tenderism, or do I just love watching Unc? Let's find out together.
I got it. Let's try it. Let's ready with the
spent $129.77.
Sheesh.
My family said it was very good. We're going to start with what I came here for. That beef for you.
How much is it?
I didn't touch it. I didn't do nothing. This how it came. To me, it looked like it's sliced. It looked like they slit it straight down the back. So when I pick it up, that's what happened.
Oh,
and see if it fall off the bone. Well, there ain't no bone in here. I'm gonna just see if it fall apart. It do not.
Oh,
yeah. This thing ain't going nowhere.
So we were lied to the whole time. The meat ain't really tender. He's cutting the meat. I never felt this lied to about a online personality and the products that they have since the strawberry mint growth oil guy. The guy that told us to brush 15 strokes an angle, do not miss an angle. And then ultimately to come to find out he was doing nothing but going to Turkey to get his hairline filled in. Older black men, they keep deceiving me. On a serious note, that's not what's important at all. Overall, Keith Lee gave a favorable review, said that this was a worthwhile place. The food was good.
8 out of 10. For me, the standout was absolutely the oxtail. But past the oxtail, the standout is Unc. Not only, in my opinion, is it extremely hard to get people engaged like that, to show your true personality, to be yourself, no matter how fast things take off in the space. I don't think he intended for it to go the way it's going.
Now, although his meat wasn't as loose as advertised, Keith Lee did what he normally does in these situations where he does find a good restaurant that he's about to honestly boost into another stratosphere. He goes in and he tips the people very generously. But upon going in and attempting to tip Mr. Tenderism, aka Uncle Steven, a good amount of money, this is where the curtain starts to fall down on the whole tenderism empire.
I'm personally taking $5,000 out of my own bank, and we going to say happy holidays to Unc. So, update. We could not get to Unc. Security said it was over with for the day. They said that he was filming something. I believe he was filming a podcast. We had $5,000 in cash, or $4,000 in cash that we was going to give him a hand. They didn't take it, so we're not only going to take this money and feed some people, but we just going to do what we feel like we're supposed to do in the community. And as always, after this, I pray and hope that they continue to reach their target audience.
Now, W. Keith Lee as always, and this could all be swept under the rug as a total misunderstanding. But when we see the response from the restaurant, it has everybody asking one question and one question only.
Some circumstances that happen after the fact with other people that he talked to that opened our eyes up to why he probably felt the way that he did. Even the way that he approached it, he didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media to offer a tip.
Wait, who is that white man? That's right, Mr. Tenderism, the old man that shakes his meat on the internet, falls off the bone, and throws his glasses, is actually not the owner of the smokehouse. It's the white guy sitting next to him.
Okay. I already knew this. I think a lot of people found out that Unc really doesn't own the smokehouse. He's just a cook. And yeah, he popularized, the phrase tenderism or whatever. I don't know if it's his phrase or not. We know from social media, but he made it famous, so I'm guessing it's his word. But the black dude brought on the business to the restaurant. I heard he gets a cut of like all the business. Everything went viral, but I don't know. I don't know why dude keep calling him a coon though. That's what I'm waiting on.
Giving the explanation as to what's going on in the restaurant,
He doesn't have to
the
own
day-to-day,
the
what happened in the
to be
whole
a coon,
Keith Lee
you know what I mean?
situation. And as you can see, Mr. Tenderism in this video looks like a droopy dog. And not only are people upset that Mr. Tenderism isn't the actual owner, I mean, it would be like finding out that the Tooth Fairy isn't real. It's painful, but it's something that we can, rise above.
He's old.
What actually is
Maybe you
pissing
don't
them
want to
off
own a
is the
restaurant,
explanation from the owner about
be nice
Mr.
if you owned it,
Tenderism's
though.
involvement. Trust me, it gets really, really strange from
You
here
do all
on
the
out.
work.
Some circumstances that happened after the fact with other people that he talked to that opened our eyes up to why he probably felt the way that he did. Even the way that he approached it, he didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media. To offer a tip to a business owner was crazy. That was the other thing too, is like he really thinks Walt is like this helpless guy who needs his help. How are you going to tip a business owner? Tip the whole staff.
I want to get this.
You could have took it and just gave it to the staff.
Okay. He specifically said his name to ask me a couple of questions. To ask him a couple of questions, I meant to say. That's how he presented it. He didn't say, "Hey, I want to give y'all this, and in the meantime, can I talk to Walter and Nick or whatever?"
Security?
He literally asked for him only and said he want to give him that amount of money.
Even Reynaldo or Butcher Bill or someone that's visible, Walter French, anybody else, it would have felt like it was coming from a place that we would have accepted, but
Are we serious?
that we have this
Yeah, I'm
following.
confused. What's going on?
Cut it short. Sorry, brother.
Hey, look here. I'd like you to some kind of way get in touch with him in possibility. Tell him when he come back.
What Keith Lee does with his money is his own concern.
Yeah,
And this
like-
is precisely the reason why Keith Lee goes about his interviews and
I'm confused. You talking about you feel insulted that he tried to give the black dude money, but the black dude's not the owner, but you said give the owner money? But we know he's not the owner, so I don't know why you're lying about that. And then secondly, you said, oh, he could have just gave it to the staff. That's what you could have did. You could have accepted the money and just gave it to the staff. I mean, once the money in your hand, it's your money. You can be like, look, man, here's a tip for the staff. Or whoever. Do whatever you want with the money. Give it away. And eventually, Keith, he ended up giving it away. Keith ended up giving it away, as we've seen. But, okay.
his food reviews the way that he does is because once people find out who he is, what he's trying to do, and all this other stuff, they take advantage of him. We covered it on this channel when he did his Atlanta food review, and we've also talked about it in his DC food review, and pretty much every food review that Keith Lee has done. I really think that's why he's taken a more step back, public-facing hiatus from doing these types of things, is because the ability to just be taken advantage of for the things that Keith Lee can do for a restaurant skyrocketed once his reviews became popular. I also find it nasty that this
Taking
owner now
advantage.
is trying
He
to
could make or break your
minimize and
restaurant.
speak for Mr. Tenderism. He wanted to give the
That's
tip to the
crazy.
old man because the old man is the front-facing image of the platform and who we thought was the owner of the restaurant. Whether he pocketed or distributed it shouldn't really matter. None of the excuses that he gave matter. And now what's interesting about this whole situation is because based off of the fame, based off of the notoriety that the restaurant is getting, and based off of the fact that he understands, the owner that is, that Mr. Tenderism is going around as the brand on the internet for this restaurant, he's decided to now place himself in every single one of the future videos going forward.
People thought the worst part was that Unc wasn't the restaurant owner. It wasn't. The real outrage is that the term tendernism was trademarked by the restaurant owner. What we
Wow.
are witnessing is an old black man being used as a mascot for another
Yikes.
man. White man's restaurant. And let's be honest, after seeing all those viral videos of the meat falling off the bone, anybody would want to try it. It was tendernism that made this restaurant explode online. People come to see him. Keith Lee came to see him. The viral fame, the business, the buzz that came from Unc, not the owner. But when Keith tried to leave a $4,000 tip, security stopped him, saying Unc was too busy. What made people even angrier was the owner's response afterward.
If I would have known he was here, I would have probably asked Edie to stop for a few seconds so we could go over there. That's what I would have done.
The way the owner speaks and Unc's energy just makes the whole thing feel uncomfortable. And ever since then, the owner has been showing up in every tendernism video. Now, the restaurant is getting canceled, with people saying the owner mistreated Unc.
Now, instead of trotting out that knock-kneed Negro, you are bringing yourself onto the scene and onto the stage because you see what type of fame and notoriety he's getting. Now, I can't judge their personal relationship, but I can't know what's going on. But it's kind of nasty that the owner of the restaurant trademarked the phrase and saying that this older black gentleman made up. And it's also strange that they go from no commercials with this white guy to now all of the commercials, all of the social media posts, all of the blog postings are with this guy, effectively taking out the authentic feel of what's going on. For a lot of people, Mr. Tendernism reminded them of their uncle at the barbecue, you know, their grandfather at the fish fry, that one guy that's at the side of the road of the combination BP vape shop, barber shop that has the grill out front that, you know, does his own little shake meat interpretation.
I'm pretty sure he got family out there.
If you look at the past videos and stuff like that, this looks like an authentic situation going on built off of the back of, you know, the old man in this situation, Unc.
Man, look here, we gotta do something, man. Let's do some barbecue. Yeah, idea, man. We're gonna try. I said, let's go to Home Depot and get one of them little grills. We don't need the kitchen. We just need the little grill. And that's how it began.
We did 10 slabs of ribs. He cooked them his way, direct heat. He did, I don't know how many pounds, but a lot of half chickens. And we sold out of both in about like a 4-hour window. And to us, that was a lot. We were really like happy. Good shot. Yeah, good shot.
But as we look more into it, it was his idea to go ahead and barbecue, his cooking methods, most likely his labor as well. So what did you really bring? Probably the financials, but why do you feel like you have to be so front-facing now? Now the internet is worried about this seemingly narcissistic owner and how he is dealing with Mr. Tendernism because they feel like he's being exploited.
I had a wonderful woman come up to me today, and she stopped me. I was at the soda machine, and she's like, how does it feel to change the world?
Ain't nobody come here to see you, Otis. And ain't nobody say that to you. How does it feel to be changing the world? You're making barbecue, bro. Come on, stop it. Now all of a sudden when the black community don't want to support Destination Smokehouse, now you're making a video pretty much saying like, hey, I ain't racist, guys. Nobody said you're racist. You said you're capitalizing off of black business when it is not black owned. And we see the jig that is going on, and the jig is up. And then you got Tendernism sitting in the back of your video like a fucking prop. And it's given to Django.
Look, man, Mr. Tendernism can't be saved, y'all. That man brought Mr. Tendernism. And I'm from Alabama. I'm so used to seeing older black men be that way towards their bosses and their masters. And y'all wonder why I'm so aggressive. Let me tell you why. That's what I saw growing up. That's why I don't look up to no older black men. I can't tell you not one that I'm looking up to, because that's how I saw them act back in the day. That's
older black man you grew up around. I grew up around my grandparents. They ain't take shit from nobody. I don't know what part of Alabama you from. I'm from Birmingham, bro. I'm from Birmingham. The old school black people I knew, they'll beat you up. They'll beat your ass. They ain't take shit from nobody. I don't know what you talking about. Don't you put Alabama in that same light as the people you grew up around. That's you. That's on you. Anything else?
No, come on, man. Come on, man. Mr. Tendernism, you done been bought.
Why are we seeing the owner of Destination Smokehouse Destination, the guy who owns the restaurant, well, Unc, aka Mr. Tendernism Works? Why are we seeing him in videos now? Why are we still hearing from him? Why is he doing Mr. Tendernism's shtick? It's fake. It's appropriation. It's vulturing. It's copying. We've seen this happen far too many times. Mr. Tendernism, I'm not even talking to him.
Why just give me Puff Daddy, Suge Knight, Source Award vibes? If you don't want the owner all in the videos, dancing, singing, come to Death Row.
Anymore, because apparently he loves being in that position where his talent and all that just being used and abused and taken advantage of.
So the owner was in the comments like, Walt is an employee. He's a trusted employee. Like, he was a house nigga. Like, he's an trusted employee. He's a loved employee. We value him, but he's still an employee. He said nothing about being a partner.
Hold on, man.
Nothing.
All right, just kind of dragging at this point.
Of black business support. There was an uptick in a lot of other business supports, people praising their intersectionalities and their identities and, boosting that to the forefront as a way to advertise their business. But I'm speaking about black businesses at this point. And as a black person, we know how this goes. Hell, as a consumer of food, we know how this goes. I like any restaurant, but if I hear that it's black owned and I hear that black people are making the food, I'm more inclined to go there, especially when it's something that psychologically I link to a certain type of person. I want to go into the Mexican food place and see Mexicans making the food. If I go to the Chinese place, I want to see Chinese people making the food. It just kind of lines up like that. If I go to the Italian restaurant and see anybody else besides an Italian back there in the kitchen, it's gonna make me a little weary. Not that I won't eat the food, but it's gonna make me weary. Nonetheless, propping yourself up as a black-owned and black-run business via your marketing campaign is actually nasty when you know for a fact that this man doesn't even own 1%. He actually gets paid 1%. Mind you, as we heard in the video earlier, this is this man's barbecue. It's his seasonings, it's his cooking methods, it's all of that. There shouldn't have been any conversation about, do you want to be a partner? Do you want to be an owner? That should have just been a part of the beginning stages, full stop. So I actually am gonna have to agree with this social zeitgeist and say, like, yo, no, you are taking advantage of him. And this actually is a disgusting look. And because you've built your name off of social media fame, it's only gonna fall apart as people get there. I'm glad that Keith Lee saved a lot of people's time by actively going and reviewing this food, but more importantly, exposing the fact that this isn't who they say they are. Truly, I get the concept of having some sort of marketing gimmick or shtick in order to push your product. It's hard to get out there in the real world. But at the end of the day, I think it should have been made clear from the beginning that Unc was more of a mascot as opposed to an owner. That this was a regular business and not something propped up to be black.
All right. Shout out to Ohmeezzy, man. All right. Now, him calling him a Sambo or a coon or whatever Ohmeezzy was saying earlier, I still don't get why you call Unc a coon. He ain't do nothing to, like, attack the black community or nothing like that. Like, Unc made his own choices. Now, you ain't got to be happy with his choices, but he ain't hurting nobody except for himself, really. So, I won't call him a coon for that. And he showed me nothing the way he was cooning. But I'll say this, though. Yes, it is disappointing. Yeah, he's the face of this restaurant, but he doesn't own it. That sucks. But at the end of the day, Unc made that decision. Now, if where's the people in his corner? Unc's an older black guy. And I heard somebody else say this before. Maybe he doesn't want to own a business. Maybe he don't want to run it. Maybe he just likes cooking. And he's like in his retirement type stage where he just likes cooking. So he goes there, gets paid, cooks, and he goes home. And he don't feel like trying to run a restaurant. See, this is when his family supposed to step in. Like, where's his children? If he ain't got children, where's your little nieces, your nephews? Where's your little cousins or something? You got some type of family, right? You got the face. You already have the face. You're the face of this barbecue. You could have just left, started your own little business. I'm pretty sure you're getting some kind of cut from doing all them videos. You're getting some type of cut. They say you walking around with security, so you're getting paid. And I think the owner did say that Unc is getting like a percentage of all this stuff. So I'm pretty sure he's getting paid. So yeah, where's the family at? You could have owned your own restaurant. It's all your recipes. Now, that's what you need to copyright. You need to copyright your own recipes and stuff like that. The tenderness and stuff, whatever. You need to make sure that you copyright your recipe for your barbecue. Don't let them steal that. Now that's where you really need to draw the line. And where's your family, man? Once again, man, it's very important, man, that family sticks around, man. We take care of each other, man. Especially in the old age, people will take advantage of you. And yes, sadly, Unc didn't know what he had till it was too late. Now, and it's the same story that we see a lot. A lot of people come up with something great, but it takes someone else to exploit it for you to realize it. man, people, open your eyes, see what you got, man. Appreciate what you got, and put your best foot forward, man. And you will see that, you know, the limit's worth a squeeze. And don't let people exploit you, man. Take advantage, take advantage of your own opportunities, man. They're there for you, man. And yeah, it is what it is, man. But if he made his choices, man. I want to call him a coon. I'll just say, man, this is just one of those examples where talent going to waste, man. Or not even going to waste. It's just that someone who could have probably started a franchise missed out on opportunity. But with that being said, man, you guys comment down below, man. Let me know what y'all think about this whole tenderism, this whole Destination Smokehouse situation, and Keith Lee exposing them. What do y'all think about it, man? Is it deep as what they say? And do you think Unc's a coon? Personally, I don't see where he's a coon, but I do see where, he's getting taken advantage of, and that's just sad. But I won't call nobody a coon for getting taken advantage of. I think that's a little too far, but it is what it is, man. You guys let me know, man. And subscribe to the channel, man. Freedom of Production, man. Sub up, thumbs up on the road to 1K. Can't do it without you, like always. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time. Peace.